Welcome back, everyone, here to the Bronx Talk Show. Every single Monday, we'll be joining you, hopefully having a good night with you. Today is February 12th. It's the day after the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs defeated the San Francisco 49ers in a classic, in a thriller. I was watching the game. It was very, very exciting. Patrick Mahomes racks up his third Super Bowl. And, with the Super Bowl ending, baseball season is right in the rearview mirror. Things are closer than they appear, and they are because pitchers and catchers report this week. And obviously, I'm joined with the man, the myth, the legend, Christian, and we're going to be talking some Yankees baseball, obviously. But Christian, how was your Super Bowl?
It was pretty good. Had a fun time. I did have Chiefs money line, so I was very happy. Uh, they pulled out. I made the mistake. I think maybe the first Chiefs game in the playoffs, I bet against them, and then the next three games, I bet Chiefs money line, and it hit every time. So never going to make that mistake again. You just can't defeat Patrick Mahomes. You can't defeat the NFL script. And but it is fun always the day after the Super Bowl because I think there's three really fun dates before the season starts.
Mm.
It's the day after the Super Bowl because everyone gets excited because now it's like baseball season. I get basketball, but I mean that's
Yeah.
when like the page really flips.
Yeah.
The day pitchers and catchers, or I'd say the first spring training game actually, and
Yeah.
then you really just have opening day, and that's just super fun. So yeah, I'm super super pumped. I mean, this is we're getting into really like the prime fun Yankees era. I mean, from this point on until really opening day, I love so much. And like
Yes.
obviously the season's great, and that's my favorite part. And it only gets better as we get closer to the postseason and all that. But this month and a half of spring training where we're getting to see the whole roster, players that we won't always see. We get to see our new guys like Soto and Verdugo, Stroman all in pinstripes.
Yep.
It's really fun. So this is one of my favorite. I really like this time. I really like
Yes.
it. I know some people aren't, maybe March isn't and February, they're not their favorite months, but in baseball terms, I really, really like this time period because it feels like every day the hype kind of just builds. And if you did miss it, I just released our hype video. We do one every year. Posted it today. I have to say, I'm pretty humble, but I think this is the best work that I've ever done. So when this is over, definitely go check that out because
Totally.
put a lot of time into it, and I have fun making them, and especially this year because I kind of was thinking, when I was going to start the hype video, and I was planning it, how I want to structure the video. I was thinking, well, I don't want to just do the same thing every year. And I thought, why don't I kind of tell the story? And
Mm.
it starts with really everything the Yankees did this offseason. And then, fun Juan Soto Judge highlights. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool. And I had a fun time working on it. So that went live today. But my Super Bowl was good. How was yours?
It was definitely good. It was really, really fun. Had a fun time with great company. Had some really good food, and it was a really good game, especially towards the end. And
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, it's hard not to. Maybe it's just me, but I know a lot of people didn't want the Chiefs to win, but it's hard not to like Pat Mahomes. The guys. Only 28 years old, three Super Bowls. It's pretty impressive what he's been able to accomplish, and I like Patrick Mahomes. I do. I'm a fan of his, so I was definitely rooting for the Chiefs. I was not rooting for the 49ers one bit.
How about the halftime show?
That was terrible. That was
Yeah, I
terrible.
don't.
That was
It was
terrible. Usher
weird.
was bad. We were making fun of it. It was bad. He was like at one point he was like sweating and looked really really
It
nasty.
was
And
weird. I mean,
yeah, no,
I don't know.
yeah,
As soon as, and really the first half of the game wasn't great. From The
Yes.
halftime show after the halftime show, it was must watch TV. But really, I mean,
Yeah.
before that, it was a little bad. But
Yeah, it definitely was, and the ending was definitely worth it. It'd be crazy if it went into second overtime, but it was a really really fun game, and McCole Hardman. I mean, that's what you dream about, catching the game winning touchdown in the Super Bowl, and to have it be a walk off winner. I mean, that's storybook, and that one throw and catch is now history forever. That's gonna be talked about for decades. Way after our time, Christian will still probably be talking about that. But yeah, no, it was a really really good Super Bowl. I had a ton of fun, but like that. With that being said, it's time for baseball season, and that's really really exciting. Spring training is always definitely a fun time for the Yankees. Just because I feel like the Yankees fan base, stuff like that, they're always covered more. And I love watching a bunch of spring training games. I like seeing the young players. I like doing my own personal scouting and stuff like that. See what sort of adjustments have been made. And you also check up on the guys. If you're a Yankee fan, you know, you almost feel like the players are a part of your family in some regard. So it's nice to, see them back on your TV and talking with the media and stuff like that because you miss them. You form a personal connection and you miss them. So it's good to hear from them. But yeah, no, it's just a really really fun time. So definitely like spring training a lot.
yeah, I will say the one thing, in watching the Super Bowl and really all the NFL playoff games, that made me think I kind of miss the one game wild cards in baseball. I just feel like it's the one really. I mean, you have two games where it's not a series and it's must watch TV. I mean, it's win or go home. So you know, I don't know. I'm watching the Super Bowl and the excitement that builds up around it, and I think about even like the 21 wild card Yankees Red Sox, and those were two not great teams, but everyone's tuning into that, right? It's a one game playoff, and I think if there was really one thing I'd change in baseball, it would be bring those back because I mean the 3 game series with the wild cards where you have teams playing at 12 o'clock on like a
Yeah,
Tuesday. Who's
it's weird.
watching that?
Yeah, especially when they're random teams too. Like it's not like they're always because the 12 o'clock start is like that's where you put the two crappiest teams. That would because you're not the Yankees will never get a 12 o'clock start ever. That will never happen. But like you're always getting two really crappy teams viewership wise, and it's 12 o'clock middle of the day. People are working, so it's not. It's not ideal. I mean, I obviously get it. All sports are doing it, for money and stuff like that. But it's I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I could totally see anyone wanting to bring that back.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, let's get into it. Pitchers and catchers, they report this week. That's exciting for Yankees baseball. And Ryan's gonna be back in just a second, but I mean, we get to see, I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. Pitchers and catchers report. We're gonna get to see everyone in Tampa. And granted, a lot of people are already down there in Tampa. It came out a lot of Yankees reported early to spring training, which is great to see. I don't know if you saw Rodon's quote today, which was pretty funny. He had
Yeah.
a lot of good quotes, but the one I enjoyed the most, and we put this out on our social media, was he shaved the mustache. He
Mm.
thought it had a little bit of bad juju in it. I like that. I think it's fun, right? This guy deserves a fresh start. He was not good in 2023. He battled some injuries, but look, that's not the standard for who he is, especially on the Yankees. But I like the idea of him, laughing it off, not laughing it off per se, but going in a little bit loose. He understands he has to be better, but it doesn't seem like he feels all this pressure because that's good. You don't want him to go into
Yeah.
a
No.
season
No.
feeling like it's all on him, right? So I just thought that
Hmm.
was a fun little quote. And I mean, we saw one picture of the clean shave Rodon,
Yeah.
but hey, new face, new person.
Yeah, he was wearing a dolphin shirt too, and
I
it
didn't
made me
know that. Yeah, I did not know.
yeah, it made me think like there's so many Dolphin fans on the Yankees. Like you have Nestor, Rizzo, I guess Rodon's a I guess Rodon's a Dolphins fan. So that's pretty crazy in itself. But yeah, no, Rodon is very thin ice. Like I said previous maybe lives, previous videos,
Yeah.
whatever. Giving him a pass for last season. He's injured first year. You know, the year didn't go the way for really anyone on our team. But this year he's on thin ice. I mean, he got paid $162 million. You got to live up to it. You got to play well. And I feel like this year he doesn't perform. You got to be concerned because that's 2 years now. But hey, you got to have a good mindset about it. I showed up in middle January, something like that, and he's working really hard. So you love to see it from a guy like Rodon. We know how valuable he is as a pitcher in this league, and what he's been able to accomplish, so on and so forth. But yeah, it's you like to see it, but big year for Rodon. Definitely a big year for Rodon. He needs to bounce back. So the pressure is on him, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we also Stroman, I know, reported to Tampa earlier,
Yeah,
so we'll see all that coverage. That's going to be fun and electric. Me and
yeah.
Ryan have talked about how that could go bad, but look,
Could
nothing's
also
going
go
bad.
good.
Yes, nothing's going bad in spring training. So, to see him, he might be the one person that could make a spring training game like pretty
Yeah.
fun and electric with his energy. So, I really hope his first start is maybe broadcasted on Yes, because I want to see that.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely like when it comes to spring training games, I know some people aren't into it, you know, but I'm really into it. I like seeing all the, different, players I haven't seen before and seeing young players and catching up with the old players. But like I'll even watch on my phone, like the alternate broadcast if the game's not on. Yes, I know last year, it's like multiple times, like Friday nights, the game was broadcasted and I would just like order pizza and sit by myself and just watch the game. Like it's pretty it's yeah, it's pretty therapeutic and stuff like that. But no, it's definitely fun and a lot of different energy. I know Yankees socials have been big the last few years that they did last year, a series on all their socials about like it was like categories like your favorite movie and then what kind of dog you had,
Those are
your
fun.
favorite
Yeah.
yeah, favorite food. So, I'm sure they'll do something like that again. And those are always fun. Um, but pitchers and catchers report. It's going to be really, really fun. And spring training is just always a good time. Yankees wear for their first spring training game at home. They wear their pinstripes, and then I think they changed it last year, so they're going to wear them every Sunday, and then weekdays they'll wear like the alternate tops and stuff like that. But no, it definitely be fun. Today they just released the St. Patrick's Day hats for spring
Saw those.
training. Yeah, those were pretty
I
cool.
like them. Yeah.
Yeah, I might buy one, but it's like,
You probably will.
yeah, I probably will. But the thing is, I bought the one last year thinking it was cool, but like no one really wears green. Like maybe it's just me, but I don't wear green out of my hat. Like I don't
Yeah.
really. It's hard to match, so it's like, but I don't know.
I
Maybe
have
I
the
want.
I have the green the big league chew Yankees hat, which is it's like fun, but you just don't really it's tough to break out
Uh
because
huh.
wearing green with Yankees is out there. I think actually I broke it out last year at spring training. That was the one
Yeah.
time it was pretty nice. But yeah, green's a tough color to pull off.
Yeah.
Ryan, who are you excited to watch though this spring? Obviously, there's a lot of guys, right? We
Uh
have
huh.
our new acquisitions. We have Spencer Jones, who we'll talk about a little bit later, so we don't have to dive too deep into him now. Who's a guy you're gonna have your eye on this year
In
in
spring
spring training?
training. That's tough. The easy answer, you obviously give a guy like Spencer Jones, and one of the young players. You could also go the other route, like a guy like Carlos Rodon. Want to see what he has, right? All the work he's been putting in, stuff like that. But I'm going to give you a unique one, Christian. I'm going to go with Ben Rice, catcher Ben Rice.
Okay.
I've been hearing big things from Ben Rice. He had a really, really good season last year. His swing, shout out to Fireside Yankees, but they did a comparison of Ben Rice left-handed hitter, but they did a comparison of Aaron Judge swinging left-handed to Ben Rice. It looked really, really similar. And just what I've heard is this guy is very underrated, and I'm really excited to see Ben Rice and what he can do. Definitely underrated. I'm really excited to see what he can do. It reminds me last year of Andres Chaparro. I don't know if you guys remember him. He had like 5-6 home runs in spring training. Since left the Yankees organization, he's with the Diamondbacks. I still feel like he has a lot of talent. I'm sort of upset with the Yankees for not really ever giving him a chance, especially last season, the way last season went. But it is what it is. But I was like last year, I was excited for Chaparro, but Ben Rice is much more talented than Chaparro is and has much more talent. So I'm really excited to see Ben Rice. So keep your eyes out for Ben Rice because he could be in for a big spring training.
Yeah, I'm excited about him too. It's funny you brought up Chaparro. Did he leave this offseason?
Yeah, he became a free agent because he's um just not under contract anymore. And
Yeah.
he signed
You
with
think
Arizona.
I just looked, it's funny you say that. I literally looked him up 1 or 2 days ago because we talked about him so much on our
Yes.
channel about how excited we were for him. And yeah,
He
he had an awesome spring.
he had a
And
really
then
good season
it just
AAA.
crossed my mind because we're going to spring training, talking about prospects, all those guys. I was like, what happened to Chaparro? I haven't heard anything about him. And then I saw, yeah, he was gone. So that was kind of disappointing. I'll tell you though, one guy I'm really excited about is Will Warren. And
Uh-huh.
I almost felt a little bad because we put a few clips out and we also talked about him previously in the sense that we don't want him as our 5 starter.
Yeah.
And to put context to that, it's just tough going into the season with a guy who hasn't ever pitched in the big leagues as your 5 starter, especially when, okay, say Will Warren is your depth and maybe he's your 6 starter going into the season, but he's really like their only guy, along with
Uh-huh.
a few others, but I'm excited to watch him pitch. I think he's really, really special. I mean, from what we've seen, clips, from what we've heard on Twitter, reports, his fastball is great. I think
Yeah.
he has a very, very good slider.
Uh-huh.
I think he can really, really excel. So I really want to watch him pitch this spring and see what he's about because look, my mind, I mean, me and Ryan, I don't I don't necessarily know where you were at with Snell, but I
Mhm.
was kind of at the point where I thought it just didn't really make sense. I mean, for how much money he was asking,
Yeah.
yeah, did I think we need another starter? Did I want Yamamoto? Yes.
Mhm.
But I mean, when we got to that point where he went to the Dodgers and Monty and Snell, their contracts might get up to $200 million. I thought maybe it just didn't make sense to go after another. But
Uh-huh.
depending on what we see from Warren, I mean, I could feel a lot better about the rotation because, if he looks solid in spring, now I'm not so much worried or not as worried if a guy goes down in the rotation because then you have Will Warren to step up and take their spot. So I think this is a big spring for him. This could really, I mean, this really determines how quickly he gets his shot. I think this year, but I think he's going to be a great pitcher, and I really just want to watch him throw the ball because I think he's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. The Yankees, along with Will Warren, they need to see what they have there with their depth. And you brought up Will Warren. I was thinking about the Yankees pitching depth just now. And someone I want to see get a lot of innings this spring training is Luke Weaver. You signed him on a cheap deal, very cheap deal.
Granted, he is Luke Weaver, but I feel like, he did deserve a little bit more than what he was got by the Yankees. But nonetheless, I feel like it was a very good deal for the Yankees. And Luke Weaver, he's probably right now listed as your sixth, seventh starter, right? So I want to see what we can get out of Luke Weaver. He pitched okay last year, but I want to see if the Yankees can develop him and get him some innings. And also, we mentioned this, I believe, last live, but look out for the Yankees relievers because every year someone seems to emerge. From spring training last year was Ian Hamilton, pitched really well. A couple years ago, it was Lucas Luetge, who is now with the Red Sox. Today, I just saw he got a spring training invitee.
Oh,
yeah, so Lucas Luetge back in the East. Gotta love it from Luetge. Gotta love it from Luetge, my favorite bald little friend. And he's
can't see him doing well with the Green Monster. I mean,
Christian, I can't see him doing well in the major leagues. I mean,
it's disrespectful to say that. I'm gonna have to stand up for him. He gave us quality innings, maybe not in high leverage situations, but he can get big league outs. I just don't. I mean, with the Green Monster, a lefty that doesn't throw particularly hard, I just feel like righties would just
it feels like a big Stanton mammoth blast off his little kitty ride curveball. But I don't know. I'm always gonna love Luetge regardless of what happens. But there's a lot of players to watch this spring. Obviously, you got the big names too. Juan Soto. I mean, Juan Soto in pinstripes, gonna see that whole dynamic, stuff like that. And Judge, like a lot of guys to tune into the spring training, especially if you're bored. You got the Yankees games on. Definitely check it out, and make sure to watch. Maybe for some of you new fans that don't quite know spring training and how that works, make sure to tune into the games early because that's when the starters are going to be in. And once you get to the later innings, it really starts to become a snooze fest in later innings. And, you got the AA, single A guys, and you never heard of, and it's like what are we doing here?
There is something to be said though. Those are where you kind of see those prospects that are going to climb. I know like Dominguez had a big moment last year in spring. He had like a game time home run in the 9th. So
it was off the break. Yeah, he had a really good spring. Why's my hat like it's like not even? There we go. Shout out to Foco. You get this cool Yankee safari hat, perfect on a hot summer day. Aaron Judge up there. I mean, it's fire. But
I'd watch Judge.
Absolutely. Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, like I was like, because Garrett Cole, like I feel like I knew he was going to have a really big season. Like especially now, you can't totally take spring training all that seriously. Like like what I mean by that is you can't totally live by the stats and stuff, but I could tell last season that Garrett Cole was on another level just based off his spring training. Like he just seems so focused, so locked in. His stuff looked really good. So I was definitely excited to see that. But spring training, definitely a fun time. It's going to be a lot of players to watch this spring training, a lot of surprise players, stuff like that. We'll get to see Greg Allen again, spring training invitee, Greg Allen for his third stint with the Yankees. Fan favorite. Gotta love Greg Allen. He's a character. He's a guy. Gotta love him. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Greg Allen and the Yankees is really it's just a perfect. They go hand in hand. But Christian, spring training is starting very, very soon, and there's still a lot of names, big names too, available in free agency. Obviously, guys like Snell, Chapman, Bellinger. Like, where are these guys going to go? Montgomery too. One name we've heard some rumors about, though, and it's the title of our live, is Gio Urshela. We've heard some rumors about Gio Urshela and a possible reunion to the New York Yankees. Christian, where do you see Gio Urshela sliding in with the New York Yankees? What do you think his role would be? And are you in favor of the Yankees going out there and bringing back Urshela?
Yes, I'm in favor of it. I loved Gio as a Yankee. Every Yankee fan loved him. I mean, this guy was this guy was like the definition of positivity, right? And he also played extremely well. I mean, he came over, I think, from Cleveland, where he was like in the depths like of
Yeah.
their bench, and he came over to the Yankees. When was it? Was it 2019?
Yeah, he was with Toronto too. I don't know if he came from Toronto. I think he was waived, and I think the Yankees claimed him off waivers, and then he was in AAA. They called him up. It was something like that. But yeah, he
Okay,
really
yeah. So he
performed
was 2017. He was with Cleveland. 2018, he
with
was with
Toronto.
Toronto. Only played 19 games, and at that point, I mean, he was he was like
Yeah,
a 600 OPS guy. He came over to the Yankees in 2019, played 132 games. This guy had an 800 and
wow,
889 OPS. Like
wow.
I looking at his stats, I didn't even think this guy was that good. Holy, 2020 then 40 games and 850 OPS.
Had that big,
21,
yeah, had that big grand slam in the playoffs in 2020 off
yes,
Cleveland.
and then
Yeah,
2021 and 2022 OPS, in the like mid 700s. But
yeah,
he was a great Yankee, and this was a pretty good find actually. I did not realize his stats were this good in 2019. That's impressive. But yeah, no, I'm in favor of bringing this guy back. I'd have to see the contract, and it is a question, where would he play? He is a third baseman. He's an exceptional third baseman, but DJ's kind of like permanently slotted in as our third baseman to begin the season. And from what kind of the general vibe we're getting, it's not going to be utility DJ. It's going to be everyday third baseman DJ,
yeah,
because he is, I mean, it seems like he's set to be like our leadoff hitter. So, if you had Torres at second and DJ at third, I'm not necessarily sure where Gio would slide. Now, if you get him on I don't know, a 1 year,
yeah,
say, let's see, last year he had us like 700 OPS, was injured. So I assume he'd be looking for a 1-2 year deal, and you could get him for under $10 million. Yeah,
yeah,
I'd be interested in bringing him on, start
yeah,
on the bench, and then I guess it would work a little bit more if Torres could play short, because then you
yeah,
could move your infield around.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
will be off days and slide DJ to second, but since you don't want to mess around at all with that, I don't really know. So again, it would if it really got anywhere higher than $10 million, then I would just say no. As much as I love Gio, but I mean, I'm all in for it. I mean, how awesome was Gio as a Yankee?
Yeah, he was really fun. I remember we were watching the game in 21, Christian, and the final game of the year. The Yankees had a win to get in the playoffs, and dude literally sacrificed his body on running into that dugout. It was very Jeter-esque, reminded me a lot of that play. But like, putting you're putting your own body on the line for your team, and definitely great guy. I believe he's like best friends with Torres. They're really close. Seems like a really good guy to just have in the clubhouse too, and bring him back. And I feel like he's a great depth piece off the bench. His role's going to be a little bit more unique, but I think he'd be in favor of that. Honestly, he played some first base last year. I don't know how much he would see there with DJ and Rizzo. At first base, but I don't know. Like he could definitely work his way in there. And if you can get him for the right price, it doesn't work, right? But like DJ, can we trust DJ? I feel like this is a big reason the Yankees are interested in a guy like Gio Urshela, is because I don't think the Yankees fully trust DJ. His injuries, his inconsistent play on the field, last couple of years it has been suspect, right? But hopefully lock him in there. Third base, easier mindset. Just, go out, play your position every day. It's a lot easier. But I feel like a guy like Gio might even motivate DJ more, right? To play better. But I think a guy like Gio would be really, really good to bring in to your organization. I just hope the bridges aren't burned, because there was some, stuff said by Cashman when he traded Gio, and then there was some Gio stuff on social media, but it is what it is. But hopefully he'd be willing to come back to the Yankees and help the Yankees out, because I feel like he would be really, really good in that spot. And I feel like you add in a guy like Gio and add his character. I mean, I feel like you're not only building a really good team on the field, but you're building a really good locker room. I mean, look at some of those names. You got Gio, like you got Glaber, they're buds, Judge, Rizzo. We know what Stanton has been like, and we got guys like Verdugo and Soto, sort of bringing that edge, and Stroman too. Really, really exciting. So, I would totally be interested in bringing a guy like Gio Urshela to come back and back up DJ LeMahieu. And, those are two, LeMahieu and Urshela, two guys, back together playing the same position in the Bronx. It would be fun. It would be really, really fun to see. But not only Gio, Christian, there's a lot of other free agents still available that I wonder if the Yankees go out and sign. We've talked about Blake Snell a ton. We're not going to go into that again, but there's just so many guys, and I wonder if the Yankees. I wonder if they're not done. And I wanted to see where these guys go, because I'm really curious to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gio Urshela is really as big as a move could get. I don't see the Yankees dropping, more than $10 million. I just think they're feeling pretty comfortable with their roster at this point. And, if you bring him Gio on the bench, I think it's a great fit. So, I mean, we'll see where his money ends up. If the Yankees offered him a contract and he was willing to accept maybe on a little bit of a discount, I think that's a perfect fit. So, yeah, I mean, I'm all in for that.
Yeah, his well, I don't mean to cut you off, but his I've seen on MLB Shop. I'm always on MLB Shop, and his Yankee T-shirt, it's on clearance for like $20. So buy that now, everyone. Go buy that Gio Urshela shirt, because he might end up back with the Yankees. He wore 29. I don't know if that's taken. It could be, but
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But there's a lot of my girlfriend. She's a big Gio Urshela fan. I know a ton of Gio Urshela fans. So, if you're a big Urshela fan, go out there and buy a shirt and rep that, because he could be coming back to the Bronx. But he is wearing 29. The Yankees have some numbers, people. Verdugo 24. That number gets passed out like, oh my God, every year Yankees have a 24. Soto's 22. That was Bader. And then Marcus.
Who got the IKF number?
Oh, that was Grisham. IKF's a Blue Jay dude. That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
But Christian, he's gonna have some irritating hit against the Yankees to beat us or something. Or he's gonna have. I'm telling you, he's gonna have a big hit and it's gonna infuriate me. It really is going to infuriate me.
It will, because, I mean, Blue Jays are going to pinch hit him in a spot where he's going to put a ball in play, and, that's what he does. I wonder if IKF, I could see it going two ways. Either he like molds his personality and he fits in with all those annoying Blue Jays.
Oh my God.
Which would be upsetting, because
that's a whole live for itself.
IKF was had the right Yankee mindset of play. And, if he went to the Blue Jays and they infect his brain with all their quotes.
His dad will be going crazy. His dad,
Or I will say one thing.
What?
I could see IKF getting pretty pissed off being a Blue Jay, because he is he's a
Yankee.
Down, do your job.
Yeah.
I could see him just getting pissed when after a loss and Vladdy is, going out and saying some crazy stuff in the post game.
Dude, he's so annoying. Oh my God. He is. I remember the last year, the beef with Toronto and the whole John Schneider fat boy. That was absolutely hysterical. John Schneider calling another person fat is absolutely comical. The guy is really fat. The whole team's really fat, but Um, that was so funny, and the back and forth with the Blue Jays. But Vlad Guerrero's he's the cover athlete. MLB The Show came out. What was that last week? Came out. Saw he's going to be the cover athlete. So I don't know, dude. The Blue Jays they're such a frustrating team. I just don't like how they play the game, man. I just don't. I feel like they're just obnoxious and it's one thing if you win and you want to be obnoxious, right? I mean, hey, does that make you a good person? Probably not. But if you've got rings and you got wins to back it up, hey, I mean, be my guest. No one can really talk to you then. But they just haven't done anything, dude. And their talk is also just like they say things that aren't true. It's definitely frustrating. But yeah, IKF, he's a Blue Jay. That's a weird one.
Well,
that's a weird
along
one.
these lines, Blue Jays free agents. Maybe I'll shut this down and we just won't talk about it.
What?
The only reason I was considering bringing it up because Mikey in the chat brought up Trevor Bauer, and me and Ryan are not making a video on this. We wouldn't even make it a topic because we feel so strongly about not bringing in Trevor Bauer. I mean, there is no point in the Yankees bringing in Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, that's like walking. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's like walking in a room filled with gasoline and a torch in your hand. That is my opinion on what you're doing. Like it's just. But yeah, go on. I think it's just crazy.
I mean, I know people want a starter, and people are saying online, why don't the Yankees just take a shot? Like, what's the worst that could happen? He's offering to go on the league minimum. There's a reason no team is offering this guy a contract because they just don't know what they're going to get from him. And there's a good chance it's just going to be terrible publicity. So if no team is willing to take a shot at Trevor Bauer, not even a small market team, the fact that people think the Yankees are going to go after him is insane.
No.
Why would the Yankees bring that much attention to themselves? And for the most part, negative attention, whether it was true or not true, whatever happened, his reputation is damaged. The Yankees are not the team to bring him in and experiment with this guy. It doesn't make sense. So, I mean, me and Ryan, we've already talked about this. We think the videos on him are just stupid and flat out clickbait. But yeah, I mean, I did want to talk about it because
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad you brought it up and you shut it down pretty quickly. But it's I mean, it is what it is. Whether it's true or not true, it's a whole nother story. But that case, the thing that happened or didn't happen with the alleged girl, that's not the reason he's not playing in the MLB. It's a part of it, but the main reason is just his. It's the outside noise. I mean, you don't there's freedom of speech, especially in anything you do, and especially in your job. You're able to say whatever you want. There's freedom of speech, but there's also things you shouldn't do. And filming and vlogging in the clubhouse and having your crazy training methods and this and that. And, it's just not, no one wants that. I mean, these guys are busting their ass off. They're not seeing their families at all. And they're getting vlogged in the clubhouse. You're talking about, how you're chucking a ball. His methods are crazy. The Yankees would never sign Trevor Bauer. I would do whatever anyone said. And if the Yankees signed Trevor Bauer, I would agree to do anything right now because there's zero chance that would ever happen. But I mean, I could see why. I mean, the guy was a good pitcher. He was fun. Definitely grew a lot of fans, a lot of younger fans, right? But no, I would rather sign the guy he's friends with, Christian, the King of JUCO guy, before I sign Trevor Bauer.
Oh, he's fun too.
I like King of JUCO. I like him.
Yeah, He's very cocky. I don't know. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's annoying.
Well, the guy's an idiot, so that's probably why I like him. I mean, anyone who's, willing to get hit. What does he get hit in the? He hits himself in the face, or
he makes really entertaining
yeah,
baseball content.
yeah.
That's the bottom line. I don't even have a problem really with Trevor Bauer's videos. I used to watch them. I think, to be honest, I thought they were super entertaining to see, what was a really good MLB pitcher kind of like into his life. But I mean, just so much has happened that it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Him and Zach Hampel need to team up.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to talk about Spencer Jones?
I don't know. I thought we might shifting gears to Zach Hampel. What was the kid? What was the thing last year? The Mullins kid. You didn't give the ball to the Mullins kid or whatever.
He does. Any game he goes to, he just
Zach Hampel. What a legend. What an absolute legend. He's wow. Yankees season ticket holder, by the way, if you want to go see Zach Hampel. But yeah, Christian, Yankees number one prospect. Number one prospect is two. Number
like
two, Dominguez is one. Dominguez is one. I've seen Spencer Jones one on a few lists. I think the official rankings is Dominguez one. Could be wrong though, but Spencer Jones, obviously big Yankee prospect, drafted 2022 MLB draft out of Vanderbilt. Big Aaron Judge comparisons. Lefty Aaron Judge. What is he? Is he taller than Judge? He's 6'8", 6'7".
I think he's 6'7". I think he's 6'7".
Yeah, same height as Judge. Speedy outfielder. He's big. He's big, and he has a lot of power, and I think he has a lot of potential that he's just starting to figure out. And Spencer Jones, definitely exciting one. I feel like every spring training, you're going to have that prospect you look out for. Last season was, Anthony Volpe, right? Because he was competing for the starting shortstop job, right? With Oswald Peraza, and there was that whole dynamic.
Dominguez too, yeah.
Yeah, Dominguez too. I was just going to get to him. Dominguez too. And every year, there's always that prospect that you look out for that has your attention. This year, it's Spencer Jones, right? We saw him a little bit last year. Sort of at the end. I don't really count that. But this year, we're gonna see a lot of Spencer Jones. I believe he's probably going to start the season in Double-A. I believe the expectation is he get to Triple-A this year, and then next year, obviously, the Yankees could have some openings in their outfield. With Verdugo possibly leaving, or somehow they don't get Soto, or even they have Spencer Jones in some kind of other role, right? I guess the expectation would be next season to see him, and if he plays really, really well this season, we could maybe even see him. But this guy has a lot of potential, people, and he is definitely, like, his Aaron Judge comparisons. I would buy into them. There's no saying he's going to be the next Aaron Judge. I don't think, there really will be another Aaron Judge, but this guy is definitely a really good player, and should really keep your eyes out for him, because his potential is very, very, very high. The ceiling's very high for him. And Christian, obviously a lot of teams like Spencer Jones too. We heard this week that the Milwaukee Brewers wanted Spencer Jones in a Corbin Burns package. I would be curious to see your take on that. Would you have traded Spencer Jones for Corbin Burns? I know we said in prior videos, Spencer Jones is a guy we would not give up. But I don't know. But Spencer Jones is definitely an amazing player, and you got to keep your eye out for him this spring.
Yeah, I stand by that. Good on the Yankees front office for keeping him. Did we want a Corbin Burns or Dylan Cease? Yes, but I just think Spencer Jones is very talented, and I do think that's a guy you want to hold on to, because my stance on trading prospects, especially where the Yankees are at right now, is like I'd be pretty much willing to give up anyone, because Yankees are in a win now mode. But you have to look at next year, and with it,
Yeah.
your two corner outfielders are free agents.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes sense for Spencer Jones to come in and fill that role,
Yeah.
especially with how fast he's progressing through the minors. So I was 100% on board with not trading him. And, I think this guy is going to have a very good major league career. Look, he's a prospect. And if we did this show in whenever it was, 2017, 2018, we probably would have been saying the same thing about Clint Frazier. But
Yeah.
just because some guys didn't work out, that doesn't mean you just go crazy and just trade any prospect now, right? You still have to have faith in the guys you draft and the guys that go through your system. So, there's few people in the Yankees minor league system that I would have said you couldn't trade. And we even did a video on this, but Spencer Jones was one of them because I just think this guy's super talented. And I think he's gonna be our left fielder or right fielder or even center. I mean, if Judge moves back to right next year,
Mm-hmm.
assuming the Yankees don't re-sign Verdugo and Soto. So I was all on board with that, and I think the Yankees did a great job.
Yeah. I for the most part agree with you. I mean, obviously, if a perfect deal came about, maybe I pull the trigger. But Spencer Jones is a really, really good talent, and I don't think I'd give him up for a guy like Corbin Burns. It's obviously enticing. You bring in guys like Soto and Verdugo, and you're like, screw this, we're just going for it all. But that part's definitely enticing as a general manager. But you gotta stay grounded, right? So we'll see what happens. There definitely is more pressure on Spencer Jones, but I mean, this kid's really, really talented. So I'm just really excited for his future and to see what he has. And, hopefully I feel like big mentors for him this spring would be guys like Judge and Stanton, right? Both similar in size, big power hitters. Obviously, Stanton and Judge bat from the right side of the plate, but I feel like those two guys could definitely help Spencer Jones a ton, being able to, talk to them on a personal level, being that tall and that strong and powerful. And I feel like those two guys would be really, really good mentors for Spencer Jones. Obviously, new hitting coach James Rawson, he could help Spencer Jones out as well. But I'm really, really excited for Spencer Jones. I'm really excited for Yankees baseball, Christian, and I'm really excited for some games to start, getting underway. So, when we come here on Mondays, we talk about, which player did this, which player did that, and obviously when the season starts, we'll be talking about, up to date stuff. What happened that week with that guy and stuff like that. Hopefully, it's just a really, really good time.
Yeah, and by the next Monday, pitchers and catchers will have reported. Will the whole team have reported? I think it's the 20th actually.
For the whole team.
Yeah, so I guess
Yeah.
not. That would be next Tuesday. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just every week and every really day. It's just going to be kind of like gearing up towards the season, and that's the fun part. So
Yeah, and the Yankees have tough, uh, few first three opponents are pretty tough to open the year. You're opening up in Houston, Yankees House of Horrors. Last year the Yankees went into Houston and swept them, thanks to the Martian. He was in Houston and he made them have a problem. That's for sure. But
yeah.
opening up in Houston, that's no easy challenge. I'll tell you that. But I like our chances with Garrett Cole and the rest of the boys. But and then you go to Arizona. That team went to the World Series. Their fan base is going to be riled up. Second series of the year, and they got the Yankees coming into town. And then you come back home and you face Toronto for the home opener. So you got that, but some definitely tough opponents going on, and the Yankees they got to be consistent. They got to play their ball, and they just got to be consistent day in and day out. And I'm just really hoping it's not what it was last year. And I feel like this team, a big thing that would help them would be to get off to a good start and not constantly play behind. But, you know, three keys, I would say, for the Yankees to win the division and be where they want to be is I would say get off to a good start early. We've seen, you know, many Yankee teams in the past get out of the gate slow, and it takes them a while. But, you know, get out of the gate fast, get ready to play, and then, you know, beat your in-division opponents, right? You got to beat the teams in the division.
Yeah, Ryan just cut out there for a second, but
Oh, my bad.
You're back.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah, just beat the teams in your division. Yankees struggled with that big time last year, and you know, just I don't really have a third thing, to be honest, but I'd just say those two things. Just be consistent.
Third thing is win the World Series.
Yeah, that's got to do that. That's goal numero uno. So definitely got to do that for my mental health too. Got to win the World Series because it's been like 15 years and like we haven't. You know, I want to experience that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to win the World Series. Enough waiting. Enough waiting. Better win it this year. Better win it this year, Christian.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
This is the year. Thank you guys for joining here on our Monday night. For any of you kids, hopefully you don't have school tomorrow. We don't. Thank you.
Yeah, snow day.
A nice 4-day weekend with a senior skip day today. So, enjoy your week. Enjoy Yankees baseball, kind of. And we'll be back here next Monday talking about everything that happened at pitchers and catchers and more. And maybe Urshela is a Yankee by then.
Yeah, and maybe Blake Snell's a Yankee, and maybe I'm a Yankee. I want to be
Blake Snell's more unlikely than that, but yes.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows, Christian? Crazier things have happened. Josh Donaldson once wore Yankee pinstripes. That made me realize that anything in this world is possible, right? And
Chris Carter once wore Yankees pinstripes.
Chris
Gaten once wore Yankees pinstripes.
I'm gonna go look at his baseball reference when I hang up. Oh my gosh, hard hitting.
Bruce wore Yankees pinstripes.
Yeah, hard hitting Chris Gaten. Jay Bruce, gotta love Brucey boy. I wonder what he's up to right now. Sean Casey wore Yankees pinstripes. What a miserable job that must have been. Dude comes in halfway through the season. You know, Dylan Lawson was horrible. Guy didn't know what he was doing. Boom, Sean Casey comes in. I'm telling you, Chris, I'm Sean Casey saving our season. This guy knows about hitting. Screw analytics. We have Sean Casey. Sean Casey comes in. Boom. I think Torres walked. Stanton, boom, 2-run homer. I'm like, that's Sean Casey for you. We lost 2 out of 3 that series. I think we blew 2 saves in against Colorado, and then and then they got swept by the Angels. And that point, I was just like, all right, dude, what are we doing? But
I thought it would have been funny because Sean Casey, there was nothing he could have done. I thought it would have been funny if he just quit after the first series. Fuck this, I'm out.
Boone, they can't hire anyone else. Boone has to take over the hitting coach job too.
No one wants to do it.
Yo, but honestly, last season, I mean, that was just like, and you think like the guy, he seemed like fire up. Like he's fake. I mean, I know he had stuff going on, but like he was like, oh, dude, the opportunity to come here, win a World Series, win a championship. But like, no, it's just 2023 Yankees. It's 2023 Yankees for you. Didn't win anything. But the 2024 Yankees, hopefully, you're going to win the World Series. And Aaron Judge or Garrett Cole or Juan Soto, World Series MVP. I feel like Garrett Cole would be the most likely to win World Series MVP. But
say Judge.
Judge, it's a great choice as well. Cannot go wrong with the captain. But that's all we got. Next week, we'll be talking about pitchers and catchers, everything that comes with it. There'll probably be some baseball news too. And season is starting very, very soon. And to be honest with you, it's felt like forever since the Yankees have played baseball. And I'm really excited for it. Christian's really excited for it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Once again, thank you for spending your Monday night with us. And, we'll have some content later on in the week. And yeah, we love you guys, and thank you for being here with us. And have a great night, everyone.